white brick, all white brick, all white brick. That's to the lick.
What up, it's UrHero SupaTim with a Say What Go-Go Show conversation. And today I'm going to talk about when go-go started to die and why. I'm 44 years old. I was first exposed to go-go in 1985 when my brother, who was 10 years older than me, would go to the go-go's with his friends, his little crew, and bring home go-go tapes. Me being the younger brother, always wanted to follow behind the older brother. When he wasn't home, I was sneaking. I would listen to his go-go tapes. Let me say what big brother listening to was these tapes in here. I was always love music in general, but go-go, listening to those tapes really kind of grabbed my attention more than anything. Like my family in general, but like most black families, like it's always music in the house. You ever get together, it's music. So it wasn't that being around music, being exposed to music wasn't a thing all my life. It was just something, it was different than what my moms and them was listening to, with the Motown sounds and all that stuff. So I've been listening to go-go for a long time, like most of us. I'm from an era where go-go was still young, but kind of really starting to pick up steam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Junkyard, that was signed by Def Jam around that time. Yeah, EU, that was doing the butt around that time. Yeah, Shake Your Thing with Salt and Pepper around that time. You had Trouble Funk, who was doing stuff outside of DC, touring and stuff like that. But go-go died. I'm not going to give a specific day or date, but I would just say go-go died in the early 90s. Started to die. You know what I'm saying? Died. It started to die. It's like being in a car crash and you know you fucked up, but you didn't go to the hospital. You just kind of just like stayed fucked up. The music, yes, we partied, we had fun, the music was great, shit crank, but I do a podcast, well, I used to do a podcast, it's still available for you to do, called Go-Go Beginnings. Had a little thing I was doing, still doing, just on hiatus, which just haven't been doing in a while. It's called Go-Go Beginnings, and I did an episode of Go-Go Beginnings with my sister, who is in her 50s. And Go-Go Beginnings tells a story of when your love of go-go first began. Her love of go-go first began, I want to say she said she was like 8 years old. Probably around 8 years old. I don't know the exact day or the exact year, but around 8 years old. Less than 10. More than 5, less than 10. We'll just say that. Because her mom did go-go's. And she would go to the go-go with her mother, who was putting on a go-go and hear the music and fell in love early. I bring that up because that is important to know as it relates to the death of go-go or the dying of go-go, is because an 8-year-old was in go-go. Why was it that an 8-year-old or a child over 5, less than 10, can be in the go-go? Because in that time frame, late 70s into the 80s up to the early 90s, go-go music and the atmosphere of go-go was something all of us could enjoy. You can't name a song that we cranked to on the radio, that everybody know and love, that was like filled with profanity and vulgarness. Don't touch that stereo. Everybody know not to touch that damn stereo. Cat in the Hat, Run Joe, The Word. Like, are these songs that your children, you couldn't listen to with your children in the room? Yeah. Which is why us, who were coming up in the 80s, who were young and in our teens, were exposed to go-go, because it was something our parents didn't mind playing around us because it wasn't something that our little tiny ears was too much for our little tiny ears to listen. So I have a friend now that wants to expose her daughter to go-go, where she's trying to find go-go that her daughter can relate to, but she can't find nothing because the stuff that doesn't have profanity and vulgarity is from fucking 40 years ago. None of those 8-year-old. Is she 8 now? She just had a birthday. um, she can't relate to what I listened to in 85, in 2025, but the stuff that's out or that's been out for the last 35, 35 years, her daughter can't listen to. Now, if she was just that type of mom, and she's like, look, cursing is cursing, not cursing around, I don't give a fuck. She can listen to it. Then that's different. But if you're a parent that doesn't want to expose your child to the vulgarity of urban music starting in the early 90s, then it's going to kind of be hard. See, hip hop is a lot of hip hop. So you can find a De La Soul, or you can find a Kid Cudi, a J. Cole, even nowadays, and you can find a radio edited version of something, even if it's a song that's not a vulgar song, maybe still cuss. And you can bleep out an ass, a motherfucker, or something like that in the midst of a good song. That's just an urban song. But it's not a lot of go-go like that. We haven't did a lot of radio go-go since the 90s. Work the Walls, Van Damme, things of that nature. From the early 90s, mid 90s. But during that time, I was listening recently to the Junkyard album, the beginning and the end. I want to say it came out late. It came out late 90s. I remember buying it. That was literally the first album. The first go-go album I bought. I bought go-go tapes before, but that was the first go-go album I bought. Was Junkyard Straight from the Bass. And the reason I bought Junkyard Straight from the Bass, Junkyard the beginning and the end, is because my brother, again, who exposed me to go-go, had recently bought the Skillet album, Backyard's album Skillet, motherfucker. And I was like, damn, they doing like albums like in the store. I mean, I know we had shit on the radio and shit like that, but everything I was buying was PA tapes. And to see like Backyard, like I've listened to Backyard for years, and I ain't never seen no motherfucking Backyard album until my brother had the Backyard Skillet album, and then I was like, oh shit, with Junkyard got an album. And be more hood. Think about Junkyard through the 90s, playing fast as a motherfucker, playing out in the streets of DC. Um, and none of the music was something that you couldn't go out with your kids to. We talk about, back in the day, we had more go-go's in the community, and we can come out in the park and listen to go-go with the kids. You know why? Because the music wasn't something. Show CD or show performance. We don't do CDs and tapes no more. So you go on YouTube and you be like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to Backyard from wherever or Junkyard from wherever, and it's just straight what they do in the club. We don't want to expose our kids to that. And by the time my kids get old enough to be exposed to that, say high school, they'd already discovered hip hop or whatever the fuck they're listening to on their phones. So getting back to Junkyard, as they're telling the story and they say they kind of when they separate from Mo because they want to go in a different direction. If you notice, early '90s, where did they start? Which way they start going? They kind of slowed down their tempo, been more hard, more rough. They put out an album called Go Hard in the '90s. Early '90s was where go-go started to die because our bands, as adults who has kids, even though we love the music, we start to realize that yeah, they don't need to be listening to this. We love go go, we listen to go go, but we listen to go go away from the kids because we know at some point as a mature adult that our kids don't need to be listening to what's being listened to. Now we had some of us, a good portion of us did expose our kids to go go, which is why we came into the 2000s with the bounce beat in that situation. But bounce beat didn't last like our quote unquote traditional go go lasted because it wasn't enough understanding of the art of go go from the fan standpoint, from the band and the fan standpoint. Um, and it wasn't enough quality music being made. We, as people 40s and up, we can listen bands of the late 80s and early 90s. They still doing that thing, but the kids haven't really been connected to go-go because there was no go-go to connect them. Because the go-go that was made was too vulgar. Again, we're not making radio edited specifically for the radio go-go. We ain't did that in a long time. Maybe if we had some go-go bands who were making that we can play around our kids, show our kids why we love go-go because this is what it sounds like, and they can also listen to it on repeat. You can get we had like what was that John WPGC did a compilation album. We don't have enough music of the last 10 years to put together a radio edited, family friendly go-go compilation. I think if we had that, then we'll have something that we can play for ourselves and still fuck with, but also play around our kids so that they can hear it on repeat. 13, 14, 15 tracks on repeat on their phone while we ride in the car and then start to enjoy the artistry of go-go. And then maybe some kids will then want to perform go-go. But go-go started to die in the late '90s, early '90s because we started, the bands started changing. with the times. Those who were kids are now becoming teens. Those who were in their teens are now becoming early 20s. You got the NWAs of the world and stuff like that, and that's becoming popular. Um, and they went with that, and that's all we had. So the bands like the EU of the world and the Chucks of the world and stuff like that, who still stuck around throughout all that, they had they still had our moms and pops to fund them and come see them. So the moms and the pops that took us to see EU and Trouble Funk and Chuck and all that stuff are still going to see their bands while we're now transitioning to the hood, urban, gangster rap, gangster go-go type presentation of urban music. And now we moved on to that. But if that's what we moved on to, what do we now have to teach our kids about? Because we're not going to expose them to what we listen to because this shit was fucking hood, urban, and fucking gangster. Even the bounce beat bands took over. They changed the style. Well, they brought in a different style of go-go, but it was still the same content of hood, gangster, urban, vulgar. So now, if you was in your 20s in late 90s, early 2000s, and you got kids that are now under 10, have you been exposing them to go-go all their life? Probably not, because like my friend, it ain't too much go-go you can play in a classroom, play at the cookout, play at a community event, because you got to worry about the vulgarity of it. And nobody has decided to make family-friendly, party type, just simply party type, fun type go-go. Doing the butt. Ow, sex. You know what I'm saying? We can all do the butt. You know what I'm saying? We can all do that. Work the walls. We can all do that. Not work the walls as a 91. Do you know what time it is? Everybody can do that. Cat in the head. We used to do smack. We can all do that. Parents, kids, grandma, all that as a family can be at the cookout. Cat in the head. Used to do smack. You go to a cookout now and you want to respect the children in the space, you can't put on spotlight on the butt cheeks. You can't put on rough it off. You can't put on because now you like, why you dancing like that? Now you looking at your 8-year-old niece asking her why she twerking, but you got twerk, 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 twerk on. Like, really? So that's why I say go-go started to die in the early 90s. It was in a car crash. It was wounded without anybody tending to it to help it stay alive. And because it hasn't been tended to, it's slowly dying. And it might be to a point where we just have to, it's like having stage 4 cancer. It ain't shit you can do, but just live it out until it dies. You can't it's gonna be hard. So you can't. I never say you can't. It's gonna be hard to resuscitate go-go to the point where the younger children who were born in the 2000s will want to perform it, listen to it, pay to go see it, and love it, so that we can have a new generation of music that our kids, well now our grandkids, can be a part of. Us that were born in the 70s and 80s have fucked up the world. We fucked up the world, and that includes fucking up go-go. And it's going to take a lot. I got the answers. Y'all got the questions. I got the answers. It's just a matter of whether motherfuckers try and put in the work. UrHero SupaTim. Say What the Go-Go Show. If you want to be on Say What the Go-Go Show on Super Radio with UrHero SupaTim and just talk go-go, whatever you want to talk about, go-go related, come on. We can all do that. Make sure you follow me on Super Radio Live. Can you see it? Super Radio Live, IG, Facebook, and right here on YouTube. That's what it is. Listen to Super Radio on superradiolive.com. Check out superradiolive.com for everything, for a lot of different stuff, entertainment based, urban entertainment based. And on that note, push me streets, push me studio, because if you ain't there, ain't nowhere. I'm UrHero SupaTim.
That's a whole chick. Want a bad bitch? Gotta have a brick.